Hey, what's up, family? Yeah, we got a good one for you today. As usual, we like putting out positive, motivating, inspiring videos. So this one, we're gonna do this video, and I'm gonna title it one simple word: power. See, so if I ask the average person out there, what does power mean? Do you know that simple word baffles a lot of people? You go, if you ask them, give me the definition for the word power. You know, most people be like, power, strong, right? That's how they look at it. But no, if you look up the word power, it simply means able to have the ability or capability to persuade or to do something, influence something. You know what I'm saying? Power, the ability. Let's say power, your electric company, electric in your house. Whenever the power goes out, and therefore you have no power in your house, now it's powerless. So therefore it don't have the capability, it don't have the capacity, it don't have the ability to turn the lights on, right? So therefore that's why the word power, it means to have the ability to act or be able to perform or do something. You know what I'm saying? But when you think about it, the word, you got power, then you got powerful, then you got powerless. So like I said, when the power goes out, it's powerless. You got to also think about how powerful this word power is. Think about when you was in school, the people you was around. Think about how most people, what do most people do when you was in high school, middle school, whatever the case? What do most people, who are most people do they follow? Most people normally follow and listen to people who they think have power. You know, the football star, the basketball star, the the pretty girl with all the attention in school. They think they have power. It's unfortunate that when you watch or follow these people throughout their lifetime, you find out those people that were mostly that you thought had power really was powerless. And later in life, you see just what they contribute themselves, what their life contribute to. But like I said, let's move on. Remember, you got power, powerful, powerless. So power, the ability to act or be able to perform, to do something. Powerful, someone, then you could say, yes, strength, whatever, like strong, someone that's powerful. Matter of fact, it could be just in politics, someone that's able to control, able to make moves, able to make things happen. Powerless, someone who really has no power at all. Them are normally people or things that you normally don't want nothing to do with, because you go, man, they ain't got no power at all. See, speaking of that, think about it. Even a battery is powerless without power. You get what I'm saying? Even that battery in your car, that battery in your phone, whatever the case, if it don't have any power, it is powerless. You can't exist without power. Think about it when you get up in the morning. You need power to get you up out of that bed. You need power to motivate you to be progressive and productive during the course of your day and every day, right? You need power for that. When you keep going on with so many, we could be all day with the word power. Think of, like when I said to you earlier, man, what do you think of when I say the word power?
Power is something in control, or power of an attorney.
That's a great one. Power of
yes,
attorney. That's a form of control.
yes.
POA. Power of attorney. You know what power of attorney stands for? It is normally it is a legal documentation that gives someone power or control over someone else that is powerless. Rather it be them physical or mental. They don't have the capacity. Remember, power is when you have the capacity. But when you have power of attorney, that means someone don't have the capacity or the power to be able to be productive or have a sound mind for themselves. Therefore, they give someone else control. Power of attorney. Power of attorney. They give someone else control to make more soundful decisions for that person, because they can't even, let's say, wipe their own butt, make soundful decisions financially, their medical condition, whatever. So now you need power of attorney. Think about it. It's so many ways you can think about power. Power, yes, it is strength. It is stuff like that. I'm going to be a little silly here. I mentioned this sometime before, but let's take superheroes, right? A lot of y'all ask y'all a simple question: who's your favorite superhero? You trying to think, right? The Hulk, Superman, Batman, Splash, um, Wolverine, Xavier, you know, whoever, a bunch of these Spider-Man, whatever, right? Let me explain this to you when you're talking about power, right? Let's deal with DC Comics. You know, DC Comics is, you know, uh, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern, stuff like that, right? Watch this. Superman, very powerful, right? Wonder Woman, very powerful. Green Lantern, he got that ring, could do anything, right? But did you know, out of all those superheroes that have superpowers, out of all of them, Batman is the only superhero that has absolutely no powers. But isn't it ironic? The one superhero that has no powers whatsoever, he can actually beat all the superheroes. He can render them powerless. Now you say, how is that possible? You know why? Because the power that he has is not superpowers like all of them have, or super instruments, whatever. His power is power of knowledge. His power is contingency plans, meaning a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, a plan, you know, he just go on. He got a backup plan for a backup plan. That is his greatest power. Of course, the fact that he's rich and he could buy everything, that was one of the jokes. He said, my superpowers is that I'm filthy rich. Like, but no, yes, he's rich, but his greatest power is that he have a backup plan for a backup plan. He is always thinking about the next move, 5, 10 paces ahead, like the game of chess. That is his greatest power. The ability to think way ahead. So the whole purpose of the video is, what are you doing with, do you have any powers? Do you have the power to make your life better than what it was yesterday? Do you have the power to get out of whatever circumstance you are in into a better situation? Remember, the ability to do something. You know what I'm saying? I have to say this one too, because this one always touched me. And I mention it quite often because it touched me that much. Remember, there was an old story in Chicago. Remember, this lady, she had 5 sons. She lived in a very impoverished, and violent area. And instead of her using her ability and power to move out of that area, maybe she didn't have the power, meaning the finances, the support, the backup system, whatever the case. Maybe she didn't have the power and she felt what? Powerless. So she stayed. And what happened? One of her sons gets shot and killed by violence. Did she have the power to move? Of course she did, but she didn't take that power. She thought she was powerless and she stayed. Next you know, another son got killed. Next you know, another one got killed. And of course, all the boo-hooing and the crying and all this, and it made the news. This lady lost 3 kids, but she still felt powerless, opposed to saying, I got to get up out of these circumstances and move to a better neighborhood, a better town, state, whatever the case. But anything got to be better than here. That's what she should have had the power to do, to realize anything is better than here. I done lost 3 sons, but she stayed. She felt powerless. She said she didn't have a support system. She didn't have family, whatever. She stayed. Next you know, her 4th son got killed. Then eventually her 5th son. That lady stayed in those violent situations because she felt powerless and lost all of her sons. When you are dealing with circumstances that bad, you must have the power, meaning the ability to say, anything is better than here. I got to move and do something better. I don't care what it is, but anything got to be better than here. I ain't going to drag it on too long. So as I always say, I try to have in closing, what I would tell anyone out there, whatever your circumstances is, rather they're meek or great, you still have the power to make them better. So if you're in circumstances that's not so great, you have the power, remember, the ability to do so. You have the power to make it better than what it was. If you're already doing great, you have the power to make that greater. Or how about this one? If you're in a good situation, you have the power to influence others to be great. How about that? That's what I do with these videos. I'm only trying to put positive stuff out there to give the power to people to elevate them, to uplift them, to motivate them to go, man, I like that. He gave me the power to feel great and to think different today, to do something different, better than what I did yesterday. And yesterday referring to yesterday, last week, last month, last year, last decade, last 2, 3 decades. You have the power, meaning the ability to be great. Peace. Subscribe, share, like, comment.